So there are probably two groups of NBA fans who just clicked on this video. One group is saying, finally, someone is saying it. The Memphis Grizzlies really are going to terrify the NBA next season. Put them in the Western Conference Finals right now. And the other group is saying, hey, idiot, stupid. Why are you saying a team that finished last season with a record of 27-55 is terrifying anybody? Didn't Ja say he was fine in the West? Look how that turned out. The Grizz are a joke. Stop talking basketball and go jump in a lake. So, which group of fans is right? Well, by the end of this video, you'll know the answer. Welcome everybody, my name is Troy and this is the Half Court Report. Be sure you click that thumbs up button and subscribe for some of the best NBA content that you're going to find on YouTube. Injuries were the only reason the Memphis Grizzlies were so bad last season. This graphic says it all. In terms of total player games lost due to personal reasons, suspensions, or injuries, the Grizz led the league at nearly 600 games. The number 2 team, the Portland Trail Blazers, had 351 total player games lost. Teams like the Thunder, Pacers, Timberwolves, Bucks, Celtics, they had some of the fewest total player games lost. And do you think it's a coincidence that they were some of the best teams in the NBA? I think not. Things literally could not have gone worse for the Grizzlies last year. Now, after the gap year, everyone is healthy, and the team that finished as the number 2 seed in the Western Conference for 2 straight seasons is back. But they're not only back, they're back and better than ever. In an NBA where what have you done for me lately is the prevailing thought, folks are just forgetting how good Ja Morant and the rest of the squad is. And yeah, that's expected because Ja only played 9 games last year, but there are actually people out there who still think De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, or Jalen Brunson are better point guards. And that's insane to me. Assuming Ja comes into the season focused, and by all accounts, he is, there's no reason not to believe he won't place himself firmly in the MVP conversation once again. Next to him in the backcourt is Desmond Bane, one of the best shooters in the NBA, and I think one of the most underrated players in the league too. Bane could legit be a first-time All-Star this year. His combination of shooting, defense, and playmaking was sorely missed on the Grizz last year, with Bane only playing in 42 games. Jaren Jackson Jr., the block panther himself, rounds out the Grizz Big Three. Remember, this guy is a former All-Star, former Defensive Player of the Year, and he was one of the healthiest players on the team last season, which meant he was thrust into the position as a number 1 option. He responded with a career high in scoring at over 20 points a game, but also anchored a Grizzlies defense to 12th in the league. And that's nearly unfathomable, considering how many of his teammates were guys on 2-way contracts or free agents that were signed from the G League, so the Grizz could fill out a roster. Guys, the Grizzlies actually had players on their team named Deke Giroux, Timmy Allen, and Mauzina Pereira. These guys were getting real game minutes. You've never heard of them before, and you probably never will again. People are forgetting Marcus Smart, too. He's another former Defensive Player of the Year who the Grizz acquired last offseason from the Boston Celtics. Injuries limited him to playing in 20 games for the team, but his style of play is going to complement the Grizz perfectly. Adding his defense and leadership to this squad over a full season is going to be downright scary. And I'm not going to end the video without talking about Zach, Edey. The 7'5" beast was drafted into a perfect situation in Memphis. Edey isn't the most athletic player in the world, but he doesn't have to be because his skills as a screener, rebounder, and post presence will elevate the Grizzlies to a level they haven't seen since Marc Gasol. In Edey's first Summer League game, he got an easy double-double and is already one of the favorites for Rookie of the Year. These are just the projected starters. Memphis is going to be one of the deepest teams in the league with defensive menace Vince Williams Jr., a name many of you aren't familiar with, but he is a stellar 3-and-D wing who helped the Grizzlies to a defense that was in the 96th percentile. when he shared the court with Smart and Jackson. Then you've got Brandon Clark. He serves as an athletic high flyer that'll allow the Grizz to go small at center when Zach Edey needs a rest or the matchups dictate it. The numbers with him and Jaren Jackson on the floor together are some of the best in the league. Luke Kennard can drain threes in his sleep, one of the best shooters in the NBA. Santi Aldama is a stretch big coming off his best season as a pro. And G.G. Jackson begins his second year still as one of the youngest players in the NBA. This is a guy who would have been the number 1 pick in the latest draft if he hadn't come out early. G.G. had multiple 30-point games in his rookie year and even a career high of 44 points. That's an NBA record for a player that young. This team is so deep, guys like Derrick Rose, John Conchar, Jake LaRavia, players who would be in a rotation on other teams probably aren't going to see the court too much. So guys, it's not only crazy to think that the Grizz could win the Western Conference, this is a team that could go as far as the NBA Finals if everything breaks right. They're going to be able to match up with any other team in the league. They're going to have an MVP candidate leading the team at point guard. They're going to have one of the best defenses in the NBA. And they're going to have that toughness, that grit, and a home crowd that is going to make them one of the toughest matchups in the NBA. But what do I know? I'm just a ridiculously good-looking guy with a YouTube channel. I need you to tell me in the comments what you think about the Grizz team. I don't know if they'll get to 60 wins, but something around the 55, 56 range would not surprise me. Comment down below. Make sure you check out some of the other videos on my channel. Hey, if you like Zach Edey, make sure you check out my Zach Edey video that I did before he was drafted. And I actually suggested that the Grizzlies would be one of the best teams for him to go to. I guess maybe I spoke it into existence. I don't know. Make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss another NBA video from me. And I will catch you next time on the Half Court Report. Have a great day.